I just had a fabulous listener email me, and she said, Sarah, does Nutrafol work for men too? You better believe it. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement for men and women, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. Hello, me included. Nutrafol changed my life post-baby and postpartum hair. Amazing. Also, a lot of women going through menopause say that Nutrafol works for them as well. And like I mentioned, it works for the fellas. Take the first step right now to visibly thicker, healthier hair for a limited time. Nutrafol is offering my TSFS listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and you enter the promo code TSFS. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and hair care stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code TSFS. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code TSFS. Woohoo! Every day I am getting one step closer to having another healthy baby, and Caraway Home is helping me do that. Their ceramic, naturally slick surface cookware allows you to cook with minimal butter. They're very easy to clean, just a little warm water, you wipe it down. And the best part is that Caraway products are made without any toxic materials like BFASs, BTFEs, and a bunch of other things like I can't even pronounce. So you don't have to worry about that. Right now, visit carawayhome.com/TSFS to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive to my Sarah Fraser Show listeners. So visit carawayhome.com/TSFS or use code TSFS at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. It's time for you to see what all the fuss is about, read about their 5-star reviews, and why so many TSFS fans buy Caraway Home. Order now.
Does Monday at the office feel like a storm? Not with Microsoft Copilot. That feeling when Copilot gets everyone up to speed instantly? It's sunny again. When Copilot simplifies complex data so your teams can act, that sun's shining on a beach. And when Copilot uncovers hidden insights, you're on that beach with your people, and you find buried treasure. That's Microsoft Copilot. Learn more at Microsoft.com/AI for all.
Watching from the beginning, baby, while we wait for the end. Season 1, Episode 4, Third Wife in Labor, baby, truly is here. All right, this episode was great, actually. It was action-packed. Probably because Christine and Kody were getting ready and deliver truly on this episode. But isn't that amazing? Do you ever think about what it would be like if you came into the world on a reality show, and then in an insane streak of luck, that reality show lasted for 14 years, and P.S. is going to be on for at least another 2. So you're 16 years, baby. Your life is documented from the moment you took your first breath. And P.S., I was a bit panicked, actually, in that last scene when I know the doctors weren't, but Truly came out and she's not crying, which is normal. I mean, if you've ever had a child, because they usually have to suck like the stuff out of the mouth, and then it takes a second, and then the baby takes its deep breath, right? Okay, I was like a little nervous, but it's so wild to think about what your life must be like if you were born on reality TV, and then for that television show to actually last this long. Third Wife in Labor. Okay, I would think if I had been watching this from the beginning, or if I were one of the TV execs, I would think in that episode, we have television gold. We have television gold. Why is that? I mean, you have this beautiful life being brought into the world. You have Kody that's like, he has this one little scene where he's like starting to emerge as maybe there's like a bit of selfishness in him, but he shows up he shows out. He has this beautiful support for Christine while she's in the hospital, having her first ever epidural, giving her first ever birth in the hospital. Honey, we'll talk about that. Who are these people doing a home birth? I am sorry. You all are nuts. There ain't no way I would do. There's so many things that can go wrong when you have a child. Who is having a home birth? It is 2024. Do I think we should question some medical science? Of course. It certainly is not perfect. But there is like some advancements that I'll take. And giving my baby the biggest shot, having them in the hospital, 110%. So we open the scene, we open this show as the women are talking about Christine's, before Truly, Christine had a very late and very tragic miscarriage. Like later on in her pregnancy, 3rd trimester, no heartbeat. They go in, there's no heartbeat. A couple days later, she hemorrhages. I've had a hemorrhage because I had a molar pregnancy, and the mole actually grew back. It's very rare. It's like so bizarre that I had a molar pregnancy. But anyhow, so very rare to have a molar pregnancy, and even more rare too to have a stillbirth, not really a stillbirth, but a miscarriage. 3rd trimester is very late, and she hemorrhaged. Okay, so the women are talking about how tragic and scary that was, and so because of that, this is how they end up going to the hospital, which is kind of a first for the family, and they're very fearful of going to the hospital because of their polygamy lifestyle. Now, when they get to this hospital, and they probably had done their research to some degree, I'm thinking. But man, they walk in, that nurse is like, oh, half my family's polygamous. I've had polygamous families come in here and give birth. Like, you're in the right place, okay? This man's got 4 wives, no problem. We've treated patients that have come in here, they got 8 wives, okay? You think you got it matched, Kody? I don't think so. The cameras are new for us, but this whole thing of having 18 wives in this religious sect, we got you down, all right? So the nurse is like all about it, so chill, so relaxed. And this season is shaping up to be a good season. There's a lot going on. We move Robyn in. Episode 5 is going to be Mary and Kody's 20th anniversary party. Okay. We've got the birth of Truly happening. And again, Robyn, they turn to Robyn on the sofa with Mary and with Janelle, and Robyn breaks down and she just says, it's so beautiful what's happening with our family. I'm used to 3 kids. I walk in, now there's 15, but don't worry, I'm adjusting, and I come from a broken home, and seeing this loving, supporting family is just exactly what I wanted. And that would have been question number 1, by the way. I would have asked Robyn. I would have been like, yo, your parents were divorced. You now divorced your first husband. What are you planning to do in this this polygamy sect we got going on in this brand new TV show? What are you going to do to step up and keep this family together? Because you don't have an example of that in your life. I mean, sorry, I just would have cut to the chase. No one asked her that. No one asked her. And now here we are, season 18. But Robyn she had me for a moment because she's like, I just love this family. And, my stepdad became my daddy. I'm like, what grown woman calls their dad daddy? No, that's become a term now you use for your husband in the bedroom, basically. No one's referring to their dad as daddy. All right, well, this is 14 years ago, so I'll let it slide. I got to tell you, though, so far I'm loving this. I think it was a bit rocky to start, but now I'm getting mid-season. I'm thinking to myself, I get it. I get why everybody thought we got a hit on our hands. So Christine is questioning. She goes to the hospital. She's worried about the polygamy thing. The nurse puts her at ease, and they're like, hey, you want an epidural? She's like, yeah, I'm going for it. It's my 6th baby. This is probably it. I'm doing the epidural. And it's going so well. Christine is now going back and questioning the home births that she did. Like, wow, why did I ever do that? They're so welcoming. They really don't give a crap that I'm a polygamist, which I find for the most part, unless there's some real red flags when you're at a doctor's office, they don't care what you're doing. I mean, I had an anal fissure one time and went to a gastro doctor, and he was like, all right, you got to be honest with me. Have you been putting anything in your butt? And he's like, look, just tell me, People come in here with glass bottles and live things. Like, I just got to know. Like, Lord, they've seen it all. They've heard it all. Okay. So she's feeling very relaxed and supported and comforted with her doctor in this scene. And I guess we all have regrets in life, right? But she's questioning that home birth. And they're going to induce a little bit of labor. Truly's already, according to their measurements, a couple days late. And in the meantime, Kody's like gone home. He's gone home to check on the kids, and he's over at Robyn's. And he gets the phone call from Christine that says, hey, love, like, Truly is coming. You need to get here ASAP. So at first, you're like, okay. He seems like he rushes out the door. Robyn's like, do you want a snack? He's like, nope. He doesn't even really answer Robyn, and he walks out the door. And Robyn chases after him. And the camera goes after him. And they have this like kiss, which seems like fine at first. A little bit of a kiss. Then he walks to the car, and then he comes back, and he's like all giddy. He's like, all right, I'm going to like be kissing my girlfriend while my wife is in labor. And like goes in. They have this moment. They shut the doors away from the kids. And they're like, it's almost like they're horny and turned on by Christine's birth and that Kody's not there. Am I right? She's like, all right, deliver Truly and then get back here so we can have some hot Mormon sex. Anyhow, he goes to the hospital. I gotta say, at this point, I'm Team Kody season 1. I call him the no-Zempic, been on Ozempic doctor. I'm talking about Dr. Applin and his wife who founded My Optimal Body. I am so happy about this. These are the first mindful eating-based doctors I have ever partnered with. They see patients nationwide, and they are seeing more patients who have been on Ozempic, and Ozempic has failed for them. What makes My Optimal Body so unique, and why am I endorsing them? It's because Dr. Applin actually looks at food additives, your addiction to food, your mental health. They do a whole look at you, including your gut health. Many of Dr. Applin's patients are working out, restricting their diets, and still gaining weight. Why is that? Because something's going on in your body and with your mind. Visit myoptimalbody.com to request an appointment. Be sure to tell them the Sarah Fraser Show sent you so you can qualify for a free personalized assessment plus a bonus free 30-day supply of their gut repair product when you sign up for a customized plan. Again, that's myoptimalbody.com to request an appointment. How about getting up to 5 hours of your life back when you sign up for Hungry Root meal prep and delivery service? I'm obsessed. I've tried a lot of meal prep boxes. This is one of my favorites. In fact, I actually emailed the client to see if I can get like a year's supply. They're like, Sarah, use your own damn code. Anyway, right now, I want you to go to hungryroot.com/TSFS because you are getting 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. The average Hungry Root customer saves 5 hours a week. That was us. On top of that, you can pick from vegetarian, keto, meat, anything that you like. Right now, Hungry Root is offering TSFS listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. As I mentioned, just go to hungryroot.com/TSFS to get 40% off your first delivery and get those free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/TSFS. Also, don't forget to use my link so Hungry Root knows who sent you. Yeah. Don't you love discovering new games for your phone that are a bit of a mind teaser, a little bit of a mystery, and aren't filled with annoying ads? Boom, I got it for you. Seeker's Notes. Guys, Seeker's Notes is a game already played by 40 million fans. And the best part about this game, it isn't one of those games just for killing time. It's a perfect stress reliever too. The game is great with community and social interactions. Every puzzle is a workout for your brain, baby. Also, the best part, like I mentioned, totally no annoying ads. It's no Wi-Fi needed, and it's free. Now, it has a variety of virtual collectibles as well. Beyond the captivating visuals and immersive atmosphere, Seeker's Note offers a treasure trove of virtual collectibles. These are not mere items. They are relics and add depth and meaning to your journey. What are you waiting for? Get playing today. Get a little stress reliever. Oh, nothing is better than a fun game on your phone. Download Seeker's Notes now. That moment of him like not just jumping right in the car was like a little red flaggy for me. A little, but she did chase him out of the house, okay? And he seems like he's sort of having this selfish moment, and then he goes out, jumps in, jumps in the car and heads to see Christine. And at the hospital, he's incredibly supportive as Christine is getting ready to give birth. And the only thing that's a little odd, again, is they're there talking to the doctor who's going to deliver the baby. And Kody goes, hey, got any recommendations for IVF doctors? And the guy goes, okay, sure. And Kody goes, because I got a wife that's only got one. And the doctor goes, what do you mean, one ovary? And he goes, no, one child. And then the doctor's like, oh, all right, okay. Well, IVF can be expensive. It works for some people. And we kind of go back to Mary talking about her own pregnancies, that she was pregnant with her daughter, Leon, is Leon now, Mariah then, and had one miscarriage. And those are the only 2 times that she's been pregnant. And it took her 5 years with Kody to get pregnant. I can relate to that so much with Mary because I just had a failed IVF cycle. I'm 42, trying to have my second child, which is too damn old to be having kids. But I started at 37. I guess that's also too damn old. Really? When I'm thinking about it, too damn old. Unfortunately, you have to have kids when you're like, your most fertile ages are 25 to 35. Like, that's when you should be having children. But I didn't even like kids until I was 35. And I've been at it. I've just been thinking about it. And when I hear Mary's story, I think about it more because how sad is it for Mary? And maybe Mary doesn't feel this way anymore. Maybe she feels blessed that she had the opportunity to have Mariah. And then she's very close with Robyn and Kody's children. So maybe she doesn't feel, any sense of sadness. But I think as someone who's going through it, it's really tough. And I think once you have one child and you see the joy, and if you really like it, now I'm at a point in my life, I don't know that my egg quality is, but it's like, oh, I want 2 or 3 kids. I love having the house filled with little voices and, getting ready to hide Easter eggs. I'm just at a phase in my life where I'd much rather be doing that than going to a boozy brunch. No offense to anyone listening, but that's where I'm at. Nothing's wrong with a boozy brunch. I did that for years and thought I wanted that. But it sucks when you are like in a Mary situation or my situation where you find out later in life you want all these kids, but it doesn't come as easy. So they have that kind of moment where they sort of bring up Mary's infertility issues. And I think they're doing that to kind of set the scene. It seems a little harsh the way it's presented because here you're being blessed with this other child and Christine's clearly really fertile. And you're sort of asking about the other wife. I guess it could be interpreted a couple of different ways. Maybe it could be interpreted in kindness, and then maybe it's interpreted as like, maybe we're just trying to tell more of Mary's storyline. I thought it was great that Janelle spoke up for Robyn in this episode. And what do I mean by that? Janelle says that, Christine's been overwhelmed, to be quite honest, because Janelle works outside the home full time. So does Kody. He's in gun sales. Janelle is in like accounting. And Mary must keep a job too. I have to look into what Mary did season 1. We obviously know her mom had the inn. She now is full-time innkeeper. And Mary's getting ready to launch more of her media company. But Christine, all the kid care and cooking, for the most part, fell on Christine and the older children. So Janelle gives some flowers to Robyn and says, thank God, since Robyn has been here, Robyn being 30, like Robyn's helping out a lot with the kids. And in this episode, the children are playing with Barbies while Christine's at the hospital and they're awaiting the announcement of Truly. It's like all good. And then Janelle is like, oh yeah, by the way, as soon as the baby's born, we're going to bring 20 people. We're going to roll 20 deep to the hospital to see this child. I'm not sure the hospital is going to be so thrilled. I don't think they are. I don't think any hospital or nurse or nursing staff looks forward to a family party of 10 rolling in. It's a lot of people to keep track of. There's always usually questions. Do you guys have a vending machine around here? Is there an additional ladies' room that I can go blow up? I mean, it's always something, right? All right, before I continue, let's thank a sponsor. I love that you guys are here. Thank you for frequenting my sponsors. I get this question a lot sometimes like, oh, you have a lot of commercials. Well, I have a lot of commercials because I want to give you 7 podcast episodes a week. So appreciate you. I greatly appreciate you. I get messages like, does Nutrafol work? What about Horizon Fibroids? Does Dr. Will Neem really help with fibroid treatment? 100%. Thank you for frequenting my sponsors. It means everything to me because this is my full-time job and livelihood, and I'm obsessed with you guys, and I handpick these sponsors because I've, A, actually used them, and B, I try to find companies that have great, reputable, good reputations. Horizon Fibroids is one of them. If you have a fibroid, they can create heavy periods, long periods, and infertility like we were talking about. Even PCOS. Sometimes PCOS can be confused for fibroids. You need a second opinion before you do anything like get a hysterectomy, go on medication. HorizonFibroids.com is the website. They service the DC region. So DC, Maryland, Virginia, if you're in that area, they have 3 locations, even Pennsylvania a bit. Frederick, Maryland, Rockville, and Gaithersburg. Dr. Will Neem is a top fibroid doctor, not just in the DC region, but nationwide. Make your appointment today. Tell him the Sarah Fraser Show sent you. HorizonFibroids.com.
Survivor 46 is here, and so is On Fire, the only official Survivor podcast, and we have a twist this season. The winner of Survivor 45, Dee Valladares, will be joining us every week.
We're going behind the scenes of the biggest moments, the how and the why things happen, and the strategy and analysis you can only get from someone like me, a Survivor winner.
Listen to On Fire, the official Survivor podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
All right, so at this point, Christine's being told about the epidural. She's going to get the epidural. They're all waiting for the word. And Kody seems like amazing in the emergency room. And now we're seeing labor begin to really start, right? It's getting close. Cody's like helping her coach. He's like, breathe, babe. He's holding her hand. He's rubbing her legs. He's very tentative to her, I think. I think there's a lot of affection seen there. Maybe it's season 1, the cameras are up. But he seems very kind to her. And then he even goes around to the bottom. Oh, don't mind me. Let me just blow my nose. Let me just hanky right through this. Then he goes down and actually watches her vajayjay like push out the full child. I kind of give him credit for that. Most men do not want to look. That was impressive. He was like down there watching everything expand. All right, this is what 10 centimeters looks like. Dilated, baby. I mean, at this point, he's got 15 kids, or 13, I think. 13, yeah. That's going to be his 13th child. Then he has 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. 13 child on the 13th day. I took a little bit of offense to that because they were like, we don't want her to be born on the 13th because what about Friday the 13th? Bitch, I'm born on February 13th, and it's been a heck of a lucky day for me. Thank you. So anyway, Truly comes, and he's like, and then they're telling, has anyone ever heard of this? I had a C-section, so I never had to do this, but they're saying to Christine, okay, half push, mini push, relax. What's a half push? You're in labor. This 7-pound thing is coming out of your vajayjay, and there's a half push? I'd be yelling at them, like, what's a half push? I can't half push. I'm taking the biggest turd of my life. What do you want me to do? And then Truly comes out to the world. This little, like, cute little purplish alien. She's adorable. And, at first, like I said, she looks completely lifeless, but no one seems alarmed. They're like, this is typical. Takes a few seconds. They suck some stuff out of her mouth, and then all of a sudden she's, like, crying. She's so happy. They're cleaning her. Kody's happy. They play this beautiful sentimental music. Aspen, their 15-year-old daughter, is there to witness it. And it really is such a good moment, I think. I think Kody's so happy. They seem so hopeful in life, so thrilled that she's here. And within like a second, right, like Christine holds Truly and then she's like, gosh, should have done that epidural earlier. Like Christine is still stuck on the epidural. That's how good it was. Which I got to imagine if you go through 5 kids, no epidural. And then the sixth one, she's like, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. This was so easy. She's like sitting up, eating a full ham sandwich. She's so thrilled and she can't stop. Yeah, Truly's here, but she's more excited about the joy of that damn epidural. Kody and Aspen look at each other. They hold this little 7-pound baby, and it's a father and son moment. Cody's a pro, you know. He's had 12 other children, so they cut that umbilical cord. They wrap her up. He's just whining and dining her right over. And then the 20 people come to the hospital, and they do not show the staff's reaction. But I bet they wanted to, because I have to imagine the staff was like, oh, great. It's a Thursday, another polygamy group. And then they all come in, the kids do. Robyn, they're very excited. I thought it was such a great episode. It was beautifully done, tastefully done. Couldn't have loved it more. And then we see them bring home Truly and promptly put her in a crib filled with a ton of dangerous things. All right. So back in 2010 when this aired, did they get a bunch of outraged calls to TLC? They put her in a crib. You know, when you have a baby now, they're like, put the child in the crib with absolutely nothing. Just the bed sheet. There's no blanket. You can't have a blanket in the crib. You can't have a lovey stuffed animal. Nothing goes in the crib. Nothing. Okay? Different countries have different rules. But here in the United States, we err extremely on the side of caution. You put the child, and if anything, you want to keep a room cooler than you want to keep it super warm. You never want the baby to overheat because they're not sure if that leads to sudden infant death syndrome, like the child gets too overheated, they have a seizure. You got to keep the child like basically at a very kind of chilled temp, all right? They show this crib scene. There's like 18 stuffed animals, a pillow. Now I'm sure they did this just because they're filming, you know, they want to see her. She's like very adorable and she's all made up. And so she's sitting up and I'm sure they didn't put her to bed like that. I hope to God they didn't. But this baby is surrounded by blankets and toys and stuffed animals. I mean, the kid's got a pillow and she's like 4 days old. Anyhow, then they wrap it up. There's no teasers at this point. Like coming up this season, we just see, and again, 20-minute episode, amazing, 20-minute jam-packed episode. Every single moment, something is happening, interesting commentary, moving the show along. We're loving it. Beautiful episode. Everybody is likable at this point. We're interested, and we're seeing just a little tease of it's going to be Mary and Kody's 20th anniversary on the next episode and how much we have to celebrate. So when are cracks in the foundation going to come? I'm actually like hanging on because I'm rooting for these guys so much. At this stage of the show, I'm thinking to myself, I should be a polygamist. This seems lovely. This seems lovely and prosperous and healthy, and the kids love each other. We'll go from there. As always, what did you think of season 1, episode 4 when you were watching? You can follow my Reddit, reddit.com/r/thesarahfrasershow, always on TikTok at The Sarah Fraser Show. Also, if you're a 90 Day fan, more tea coming out about Michael from 90 Day Fiancé and Angela Deem. Get caught up on that. I'll have a new TLC talk this coming Wednesday where you can hear the latest about Michael and Angela because, you know, I got exclusive details that Michael has a girlfriend that he has left Angela for. So all the details on that coming up on The Sarah Fraser Show. All right, bye everybody.